watching the Mystical Green Beanie.
Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? I am the Mystical Green Beanie, and I did an Unpopular Opinions DC edition, so now I wanted to do an Unpopular Opinions Marvel edition. Simple as that. And again, these are all ideas that I have that I just can't justify dedicating an entire video to, because my stances on them are so cut and dry. Articulating them individually would result in 30-second to maybe 2-minute videos. But without further ado, here we go. Number 1. While I hate One More Day, I don't immediately hate the concept of Peter Parker and Mary Jane not being together or being broken up. In fact, I think you can tell that story or write that status quo and do something potentially interesting with it. The problem with One More Day and Brand New Day is that it felt like cheating. You know, using Mephisto to undo their marriage felt like a cop-out and absolved the characters of Peter and MJ of any consequences to their actions. But just as a status quo in general, while it's not my preferred take, I don't mind them being separated because, let's be honest, people break up and sometimes they get back together. That's just life. And I think the idea isn't inherently bad, I just didn't like how Marvel went about it. Number 2. Nick Spencer's Captain America is overhated and criminally underrated. I love the whole concept of Hydra Cap. It was a great analysis of Steve Rogers as a character, and it was an interesting subversion of his loyalty to whatever ideology he follows. Because one of Steve's most interesting traits is how he's slave to the American dream, but not the American government. And we see that idea play out with Steve and the Red Skull, where he betrays the Red Skull because he's no longer fighting for the pure principles of Hydra, and instead are perverting them for his own personal gain. And he truly wants to fight for Hydra's true purpose, just as the character classically fights for the American dream. And I feel like up until the end, I was really digging it. The only problem I have with the way his run ended was with the finale of Secret Empire feeling like such a cheap cop-out. Not that I wanted Steve to remain a Hydra agent, but I would have liked for something a little more interesting than Kobik creating an imaginary friend version of Captain America to fight Hydra Cap. Maybe reverting his history back to its original state and dealing with the aftermath of Secret Empire? Maybe? I don't know. Number 3. Laura Kinney never should have given up the mantle of Wolverine. In fact, I feel like she was one of the few legacy heroes in the Marvel Universe who deserved the title of her predecessor. And when Logan came back from the dead, because nobody stays dead in comics, I would have preferred if he didn't become Wolverine again, but much rather just be Logan, and travel the world and fight assassins and ninjas and mercenaries and take the occasional odd job from Nick Fury. And I really do feel like both Logan and Laura could have coexisted, with Laura being Wolverine and Logan just being Logan. That, and I feel like it was a mistake to regress Laura back to the title that she was given when she was a mindless assassin. Number 4. The Punisher should not exist in the main Marvel Universe. Because here's the thing. Frank is a violent, psychotic mass murderer who goes after bad people. And in a world full of supervillains, well, Frank just seems ineffective. Because in a world where Frank Castle is acting as the Punisher, why are guys like the Kingpin, Tombstone, the Owl, Bullseye, Green Goblin, and a bunch of others still hanging around the Marvel Universe, still doing what they're doing? That's why I feel like Frank works better in the Marvel Max universe, which is a universe where superheroes don't exist, and it's just him, a bunch of bad guys, and a whole lot of bullets. Number 5. I actually prefer Thanos in the comics over the MCU version. I mean, I get why they changed his character so much, because for a lot of people, the concept of an alien wanting to become all-powerful so that he can have sex with the living embodiment of death is, well, it ain't all that commercial, that's for certain. But I feel like when you're dealing with comics and immortals and cosmic gods, a dude killing half the universe to impress an absolute concept isn't all that far-fetched. And it certainly makes more sense than wanting to balance the universe, because, you know, the universe would eventually repopulate. But yeah, I like Thanos in the comics more than in the movies, which, from what I've seen, puts me in the vast minority. Number 6. I miss White Nick Fury. Wait, does that make me a racist? Wait, am I a race traitor now? I'll take it. And I understand the change. You know, Marvel wants to synergize their comics with their movies so that when people watch their films, they don't get confused when reading the comics, despite the fact that people who watch the movies don't actually read the comics, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But yeah, I miss the classic cigar-chomping, crotchety old man, and I wish Marvel would bring him back. And number 7, I don't understand why people say that the Fantastic Four are antiquated. Like, the general concept of the Fantastic Four is that they're a family of scientists and explorers who tried to attain knowledge that man wasn't ready for, and they were turned into genetic freaks and monsters. But instead of accepting their fate, they continued to do the very thing that made them what they were in the first place because of their scientific curiosity. And to me, that doesn't seem like a dated concept. You know, if anything, that's one of the most timeless tales there is, making them forever relevant in my opinion. But yeah guys, those are just some unpopular opinions that I have regarding the Marvel Universe, but what about you? What are your thoughts regarding my unpopular opinions? What are some unpopular opinions that you have? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share, support the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, all you have to do is subscribe. I'm the Mystical Green Beanie, thanks for watching, and as always, until next time, adios nachos, adios.
Show me what you